This is a picture my grandmother, Mormor, took of me and Papa at the zoo. We must have gotten done looking at the tigers and stopped to take a picture in front of the zoo's train. This is my first memory of my Gramps, so it is a special moment. I used to love trains, but now that he's gone, I can't even look at one. The day Mormor took this picture, it was sunny and warm out. He was wearing a 50s styles pair of aviator sunglasses, the only kind of sunglasses he wore. I was kind of a copycat of what he wore. I was such a dork, and I still am, and I'm proud of it. When I look into this picture, I can feel his reassuring hand pointing me in the right direction, showing me where to go and how to go about making choices. When my papa held my hand so warm and gentle, I was a happy little laughable kid who felt like I belonged. He called me his little buddy. When he wasn't holding my hand, I would be an angry, out-of-control freak of nature. One time, I climbed up on our entertainment center and wouldn't listen to my mom as she told me I had to get down, but when Gramps came over, I got down and cuddled with him. Me and Gramps used to go fishing really early in the morning. Sometimes he would wake me up with an air horn. It was a joke, but I didn't find it funny. I remember him laughing, but I don't remember his voice. But I do remember we always had cinnamon and sugar toast and some orange juice. We liked the silence of the morning and the mist covering the lake. He didn't have to talk much to teach me about life. Just being around him gave me the answers. He was very enlightened and wise. One time he fell asleep on the dock at Devil's Lake. I checked on him and saw the fishing pole bobbing up and down. I jumped over him and got the pole just in time and started reeling. I caught my first salmon, 18 inches, 30 pounds. It was a Chinook salmon. After I caught the fish, we went home and he showed me how to clean and gut a fish. Gramps was a manly man, a hunter and a fighter at heart. He enlisted in the Army and then the Navy. Gramps was stationed in Pearl Harbor during the Korean War, 14 years after the December 7th attack by the Japanese Imperial Navy. During that time, he looked more and more like Elvis Presley. He had the high cheekbones, the black slicked back hair, the big ears, and the bulbous nose. He was an American hero who wanted to spend most of his time at sea, but he also had a softer side. He was an artist with a sensitive eye. I like how, in this drawing of a ship, he gets every last detail. He was a loving, enjoyable man to be around. He had a somewhat dry sense of humor. When my mom was little, he used to ask her if she liked seafood, and when she said yes, he would open his mouth and let her see his food. All in all, he was like a giant panda. He was light-hearted and gentle, but if he had to get rough to protect, he would. My first memory of Gramps is holding his hand, and my last memory of him is holding his hand at his deathbed. I said something like, "Please don't go, Papa," but it's a good thing he did. His whole right side was paralyzed, and he couldn't draw or paint or anything. He became so depressed. He used to be the kind of person who would keep trying and trying until he succeeded. Sometimes when we went fishing and I gave up too easily, he would encourage me to keep going and say, "You can do it." He was never a quitter, and I couldn't stand watching his health deteriorate and not get better. Eventually, he just gave up. He stopped trying. I think this was because he could no longer fish or make art, and those were his favorite hobbies. Me, my mom, my uncle, and my mormor tried to take care of him because he refused to go to the hospital. He finally took his last breath at 2:58 a.m. on the morning of September 9th, 2000. I began suffering when his hand fell from mine, and I never heard his voice again. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I tried on his gold watch. It fell apart and I started to cry, because it was the only watch he ever wore. Later on down the road, the battery died and I haven't fixed it. I currently have it on the altar I made for him, along with some of his clothes and photographs. You are my grandfather and my daddy. You are my hero. I have inherited your tough and gentle sides, your artistic eye and steady hand. Though your passing weakened me, in the end, you have made me stronger. As a soon-to-be officer of the United States Navy, I salute you and will drink my first legal brandy to you. Warren Lee Price, born October 27th, 1931 to September 9th, 2000. A beloved father, grandfather, and husband.